It is almost impossible to have someone in power that is morally justified. I feel like it's too common for other people to take power from us. And what I mean by that is, I feel like there are times where somebody can just so easily like go in and like take from us that we just kind of let it happen instead of allowing us to stop them. I think that we've kind of built ourselves around this idea that like we need to like fall in line, and we need to like suppress like these parts of ourselves that are so worthy of expression, um, to fit in so that we're not, made fun of, or we're not isolated, that we're not put into certain positions where we're in danger. Um, but then the problem with that is that there are people that will go out of their way and they'll take that power anyways. And, they're going to just keep craving and craving and craving and craving. And the problem with it is if somebody truly doesn't believe that there's any meaning to anything, like most people in power, are those people in power going to have your best interests at heart? Because it's very clear that they wouldn't. Um, they don't know you. They don't care about your life. They don't care about your family, your friends, because there's nothing for them to care about. If they're nihilistic, power is a charade, it's a facade. Power is based on the social structure that you build yourself around. You know, we give pieces of paper power. So much power, in fact, that like people lose their lives over it. Um, and so really power is like whatever you make of it. But maybe for a lot of people that are nihilistic, they even power itself doesn't have meaning. Or maybe like they gain power, as a way of just being like, well, it doesn't matter anyways. Might as well ruin other people's lives through this powerful position that I've built around myself. I mean, it just kind of feels like people don't want to change, even if the change would stop them from getting hurt. Even if they know that what's happening to them is wrong, it's kind of just something that you have to just take because that's what you've been taught your entire life. And it gets to the point where like it's just frustrating. And then people that want to use these things against you, they get more and more and more powerful and they never stop. And then there's a point where, you can't come back from that. And, you have someone in this position that never cared about you in the first place, even if they want you to believe that they are powerful. And that's a scary thing. I mean, that's a scary thing because I mean, sometimes like you feel like you're on the sidelines and you can't do anything, or you feel like even if you did do something, then it didn't matter. But it does matter because that's your life. Whether it's like a person in power or just somebody that like you're very close to. Nihilism can also be the idea of, I'll take. I guess what I'm trying to say is nihilists would let the fruit rot and still eat it when they are hungry. If a nihilist is the person that isn't in power, then they themselves might also choose to just not become powerful, but also let that power be stripped from them because they don't see a point in fighting. If there's no meaning to anything, then you can also just allow things to happen as well. So nihilism, in a way, either keeps you in power or strips your power away from you. So it's like a double-edged sword, or it's dependent on the person. People in power are almost never morally justified. These people will go out of their way to destroy entire communities, entire families, entire friends, because they don't have a basis to care, because they don't believe in anything. I believe a lot of nihilists are people in power because you have to cut corners in order to get to a certain place. And honestly, you have to also overthrow or at least like you have to have someone's life be destroyed in order to uplift yours. There is a consequence to that. There is a reason that all of these people that we do have in powerful positions are abusing it, because they know that the whole point of them getting there was to create more chaos. And in order to be in that position of power, you have to continue doing these things that are morally unjust, because they'll try to spin it on our head and just be like, oh, we're justified because this, and this. But it's not truth. It's an excuse to continue over and over again and proving that same point. So I think there's a line between like what is actually happening and like what people believe, the story that people believe in from these people, because it's hard to really get like the truth. I think that betting the truth is one like very common way of just nihilistic or like just these powerful people getting the upper hand of everyone, because they want to have a scapegoat. It's always about having a scapegoat. Whether it's entire communities, whether it's like somebody else, whether it's like a colleague of theirs, like their opposition, that's what they're trying to do. I mean, power is a game of tricks and trickery. Power is a puzzle with one missing piece, so they will continue to look for that missing piece until they can't anymore, or until they get frustrated and the entire puzzle crumbles. Either or always happens, no matter what. And it's up to the people to decide how they want to go about the chess masters.